Oh, what key do I do it now? Okay, let's do it in the key of D. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, pu, ra, no, ra, pu, sol, fa, mi, re, do, mi, so, mi, do, so, do, mi, do, re, so, re, mi, do. Ugh. The realization that there is an event that happens at the original time that I had posted for just happens to push me back, oh, I don't know, maybe 3 hours before that time? I'll give or take 2.5 hours because I did consider the fact that I wanted to stream for 2 hours. But let's get to it. Welcome back to another episode of Stardew Valley. One that supposedly took about 2 months in the process. But more importantly, let's consider the fact that it might have been 3 months because I stopped entirely in June, then came back at around August. So in total, we started at the end of June, the entirety of July, and the start of August. But then again, I did open this thing back last Tuesday. No, this Tuesday. Last Tuesday. Yes, last Tuesday, because we were like 3 days. So Tuesday would have been in the past. I had to do it because I had to find out how far I had gotten along with Hector. And then realizing that I had started on a rainy day. So, it's been good. I know for a fact that I don't know if I have enough money to buy that mermaid pendant to marry off Maru. But what I do know is that it is a rainy day. It is an opportunity to see what I can do with do away with for the farm today, because one, the steel watering can. Ugh, and it's gonna be quite a bit more time before I can get the last 2 bundles for the Joja before getting Joja done. Not too bad, though. Got a good setup going up on the top left corner. Just imagine if we're able to move a lot faster, get a lot more done during the day, take a lot less time. Unfortunately, there's really much we can do regarding bait at this point. We're going to have to focus more on whatever we can do here. Let's see. We have 6. We got 6 of you. Now we'll just let the recycling machines get to their work, and then we'll store everything into the fishing bot. You know, this could easily be a fishing area, a fishing chest. I'll put this in there. And the gray one, no, the black one is the ore and the stones. What other... We've already managed to get all steel-related items. We are engaged tomorrow. It is a rainy day. Oh, we've got full hearts, too. Of course. For my sake, I would have considered getting Demetrius and Robin and Sebastian. Probably at a higher heart rate to at least ease into the family a little bit better. But I am content with what I currently have so far. Now watch me give thanks to these crops. And the sunflowers. We'll be able to do a lot of gardening at this point. And why did I am a clear idiot for planting poor sunflowers just days before the end of the season. A critic of my own designs. Might do for some good organizing, because I just realized... Okay, that's fruit. That's flowers. Forageables. This would be corn. And we sell off the gold, and wait. Do we have a task going on right now? No, we don't. But we could save... No, we can't save these because we have to consider the fact that they have to be harvested and shipped. So let's store off that. What else could I possibly do on a Tuesday? There's got to be more to consider about this. Nothing else can be harvested at this point. We've already got the tree. We've got trees lined up in a way that would allow us to get more out of there. And we've got mushroom stumps. That's good. think this is a pomegranate tree. Oh, good. They finally started... Yeah, finally ready to be harvested. We're already dedicating this chest to be a part of the Torches gang, because that's much we can get from the newspapers. Still. It's good to be back in the saddle for a little bit. Yeah, we consider 2 hours a little bit. Either way, this game itself, 1 week could equate to 2 hours if you know, if you're really bent on getting everything done in a matter of time. Nice of it to start on a rainy day too, and oh good. Looks like the coffee plants are getting ready. We've got the ancient seeds going. It's gonna be 2 seasons before those are ready. I'll be making use of that seed maker. Thank goodness we have online farming. It is also a Tuesday. And once the new season starts coming in, we'll make it a point to expand this area a little bit better. Oh, it would be nice if I got some iridium level sprinklers. Yeah. And it appears we do have a silo, which allows us to consolidate hay. And sooner or later, once we start getting everything into play, I'll start by constructing the farms over here, barns specifically. Maybe the chicken coop first. Money's going to be a very big priority, though. If I knew you better, I'd be more inclined to chat. Oh. Considering the fact that you are 3 hearts over, that's reasonable. Maybe at 5 hearts you'll get a better chance at talking with me a little bit better, even if it is just based on 2 different interactions. Let's see what's on the task list for Pierre's. Coconut. I didn't bring enough. I doubt I even have a coconut. And speaking of which, I can get a coconut for 500 because I've already unlocked the desert. That's good. Now, what's on the list today? I have an idea for a new style of bed, but I'll need 80 hardwood to make it happen. Can anyone help? 6 days. I'm putting on a promotion just for fun. Collect 1,000 pieces of wood in a week and then enter the reward. And you can keep the wood. It'd be a lot easier to work that because hardwood stumps only get about 1 or 2. And even then, we'd have to worry about seeds. We will take your 100 wood resource rush, Robin. We'll go over here and process that geode. See what I get out of it. More money. Because this one has already been discovered and donated. And here I am... No, never mind. I already made the opportunity to go through the tasks. Heading back to the bus stop and start storing these things. Wait, how much was that? It's only 300. We'd be spending 500 just to get to the desert. It's rather slow, especially during the earlier years. It's kind of nice, though, that I managed to get some good items. Good foragings. Now let's see. These are seeds. This is pine tar, but wherever the specialty items go. Clearly not in any of these, because these don't even have seeds. Oh, here we go. Well, I guess I divided the seeds up. The seeds that grow based on trees. I'll probably put the saplings over there. Let's donate. Let's sell off this crystal rose. I don't think it's going to be any use anytime soon. That one provides 17, and I probably have to go through... Sheesh, I'd have to go through about less than 100 trees to get that amount. And here I am that forgot to take care of my TV viewing, so I don't understand what luck I have. But the day is neutral. Well, the day is blessed. Right now, it's seeming to be a nice average. More on that, we should be able to get our chances at some better foraging skills once we cut down all the trees. It is also a rainy day, so might have to curtail it a little bit so I can get that mermaid pendant. Because I know it's a mermaid pendant. Look! They even sent me a letter. Mayor Lou sent me a letter. I'm not that far off, even after 2 months. That's what I love about my memory. What is the least that it can provide me? So, what have I been doing for the past 2 months? Well, for one thing, when I initially showed that short on Instagram or on YouTube, it was a planning break that involved 2 things. The third thing will come in sooner or later. 1, I needed a break. It was summer. It was a nice way of getting out a little bit better. 2, there were a ton of books that I had to go through, and 3, I guess, no, 3 will probably be the overarching part of it all. High-key saw that there was a bit of a lull in my activity with regards to being more active. Partially, I blame it on the fact that I had theater performances that encompassed myself. And I'd also say that my time wasn't organized too hotly. I need to remind myself that I have a schedule. I keep a calendar. Ah, I can see it in your eyes. There be a special someone in your heart. Just so happens I'm selling a Marine's pendant. Give that to your intendant, they'll know exactly what you mean. And we shall buy that from you. But back to the point. Organization, and ultimately the company that's over me having me remember who I am, was not impressed. So I had to cut up a few things. And within good reason, though. Apparently for the past 2 years, well, the year before that I was in with the theater troupe that I was with, everyone says that I do sing well. And even gave me roles that would challenge myself. I liked all of those roles. Well, I guess I can delve into what roles I've done in the past. When I first entered into it, the theater troupe, did Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I wasn't really, of course, this being my first role, wasn't too much to scoff at. I ended up getting not Grandpa Joe, which would have been Mr. Bucket's father. I got Mr. Bucket, Mr. William Bucket, if you want to give a figurative sense. He would be the father over Charlie Bucket. And Charlie is the one that gets the ticket to go to gets the golden ticket to go to the factory. If you need a bit of a refresher of what happens with him. It was nice though, even if I only had about a few scenes from Act 1. I liked it. And a majority of the people said that I sound really good. I honestly thought that it was going to be the last thing that I do because, I don't know, I was busy with other items. But the next production I was into was Camelot. It was introduced that they were going to be doing an audition for it. It was with the same company, but it was going to be at a different location. I auditioned using 2 songs. Well, technically the audition requires you to have a minute of one song and a minute of dialogue. I picked The Man of La Mancha's The Impossible Dream, sung by Don Quixote. How to get an accompanist. Well, I chose to have 2 ways of singing that song. One was an accompanist that the speed of the song was good, but it felt a little bit slow. And the other one was a soundtrack that I had found that had good instrumentals. It wasn't just the typical karaoke that relied a lot on MIDI. Huh. I did not know that the music goes silent on that. I accept. I'll set everything up. We'll have the ceremony in 3 days, okay? And let's see if we talk to Robin. Hey, if you need any materials or blueprints, my shop is the place you're looking for. Plus your local business, plus your business supports the local economy. We know a lot about nature thanks to science, but there's always a lot more to learn. It's a nice little bit being able to accept our proposal. And it's done in the fall too. I don't know. I don't know, is it a marriage that is usually a blessing whenever it's done in the rain, or is it a proposal? Either way, it is a blessing from heaven on high. A blessing for the crops themselves. That's new. What do you want from me? Money? I'd give a pot of gold? I'd give you a pot of gold to leave me alone. Ah, that doesn't sound like he would speak like that. The beach is a cool place to hang up and soak up some rays. You gotta spend in some time in the sun or else you'll get all pale. I've already looked through this trash can, so no chastisement over there. Hey, Willie. A true wrangler has respect for the water. Don't forget that. See if I could practice my voice lines while I'm at it. I doubt I'll be able to get anything good out of it, though. A lot of nothing, just wandering around and doing things aimlessly. Thank goodness I got those 2 tasks. And did a little bit of wood cutting. Probably end the day off with fishing. Now back to auditions. Talked about how I went to Camelot, how I auditioned using 2 songs. First song I used was The Man of La Mancha's The Impossible Dream. Had it sung 2 different ways, and the other one was a piece from, I think it was Gilbert and Sullivan's The Mikado. It was a wandering minstrel eye. Either way, I ended up recording the audio, then compiling it together using an editing software. And then let the results speak for themselves. Sent that link over, and the results came in. I was King Arthur. I mean, I knew the roles beforehand and what voice range they each had, but I was genuinely surprised that I was accepted as the role of King Arthur. Even shouted Merlin. Because of how King Arthur shouts for Merlin whenever he asks for help. It's his outcry. It was fun. A bit saddening, though. Let me preface this. This community theater, some of the productions allow for a double casting, which allows a bit of a relief on one cast member's end in case they go ill. Now, for my sake, King Arthur and Guinevere, Queen Guinevere in this case, we were triply cast. So I was one among 2 others. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. And likewise, we each had our own Guinevere, appropriate for their age as well. Unfortunately, the Guinevere that I was with suffered from some health issues, let's say around the month before we were performing. So instead of one Guinevere, I ended up getting 2 Guineveres to cast with. I kind of find it a bit awkward, though, because they were... Seeing that it is community theater, people of all ages. The Guinevere's were clearly... They clearly had ages above me, around 10 to 20 years. So, to cover that up a little bit, I had to make sure to grow up my mustache and beard, but even then it only goes up to... Even then it only mounts up to stubble, so I had to supplement it a little further. Ooh, river jelly. Hold on, was that needed for something else? I think river jellies are needed for deluxe baits. Wait a minute. Okay, what is needed for cave jellies? River jellies and cave jellies and whatnot. Nah, probably later. Camelot was fun. It was a major role, and I had to play around with it. Even though I had good singing abilities, there was the acting part that needed to work. And as one of the Arthurs once said, he's an actor who's also a singer. And likewise, the opposite applies to me. I'm a singer who's also an actor. Very different statements. Not just in word, but in deeds. Deeds indeed. With the experience that I have in singing, it carries well with the singing parts. But in theater and musicals, you do involve yourself with the speaking bits. You gotta make sure that you apply a bit of that singing skill towards that acting skill, which could range from inflections. It also ranges from how well you attack a certain line itself. Because if one thing should happen, it is always good to be loud, to be articulate, to be heard. According to my director, whenever we would have a performance, I am loved, I will be seen, I will be heard. Probably not in that order, but still. You need to be heard, because there's only so much that a microphone and, well, whatever goes on behind the scenes with theater tech and volume and soundboard, switchboard, or whatever it is that they call it. You gotta make sure to be loud. It is better. It is better to be wrong early, too. Sometimes an approach to a thing should be considered. An approach to a line needs to be considered. Maybe it needs to be louder, maybe it needs to be softer. But you gotta deliver it correctly. That's one thing I learned, both from myself and from the director and from others. It's always good to get feedback, and it's also good to give feedback. Adjust myself a little bit. Probably need water after that little talking spiel. But I haven't even gone through all of the roles. I've only gone through about 2 of the 6 of them. Water is good. The third role that I went into... Oh, it's almost midnight. Better head back. The third role that I went into was Scrooge, the musical. Think of a Christmas Carol with musical tracks and people singing. So you've got people singing about Christmas, and then you've meanwhile got Scrooge thinking about Christmas and I hate Christmas. I loved it. And the role that I was given was young Ebenezer. It was a piece of him, it was a memory of him in Christmas Past. Helped out with the Ghost of Christmas Past to show his life. And I should be a little... No, I need to be specific about it. I only had, give or take, a scene or two, but I loved it because of the music I was able to sing. It was 2 songs. One of them was called Happiness. It's a thing you can't see, a thing you can't touch, I disagree. Got to dance a little bit, enjoy the choreography behind that. And then the other one was a duet between myself and the older version of me, which was the lead character. Where on earth did I put the coral? I like it. I love the song, and while I have heard different versions of the song, I wanted to put a spin on it. During the time that I was doing singing and rehearsing, I learned a little bit more about my vocal range. And I use that to my advantage, especially when trying to evoke the emotion that the character, well, young Ebenezer Scrooge at the time, was feeling when he lost Isabel because of his love for money. Well, yeah, I guess it could be considered a love for money because he was adverse with risk. He wanted the money to ensure that, well, Isabel, Isabel and his posterity would survive. But I guess in the midst of all that, there needs to be an understanding that money can only go so far. Oh, let's take a look at what the forecast is tomorrow. Windy, meaning we're going to need to do more watering. Oh, and lo behold, the reason why I wasn't getting any good pulls from the lake, no, from the river, and from foraging trees. Very displeased today. I need to make sure to make that into account. Okay. Not a bad day. Broke 4 figures. Ended up with 2,000, close to 3,000. And lo behold, one day I took up 30 minutes just talking. Let's wrap things up. Oh, a storm is approaching. Batteries! Mildly perturb. And glazed yams, we already know how to cook. Okay. Oh, sooner or later we're gonna have the opportunity. Wait. I just realized. There was a way to water them. There's a way to water them, and I need to make sure to water them correctly. We put you in the center. We go at you 5 at a time. Not a bad system going on, but honest to goodness, I hope that the rare seeds prepare themselves by the end. Hopefully by Thursday. Let's see. Scrooge was nice. And I played it so that I would really bring out my vocals. I ended up singing a note entirely different from the sheet music. And it caught wind of, I guess, a staff member who said that I shouldn't embellish it, not using the director's words. Not using my words specifically. I honestly agreed with him. I agreed with him quickly because I still wanted to play around with that range of singing that I have. Even appeased him at the point when we were doing it. Forget it, it's a him at this point. Even appeased him back when we were doing the tech rehearsal. I vented significantly on that factor. Why deny it? I did take it to heart though with what I wanted to do at least. Oh, let's make sure we get everything cleared out. I should have refilled the water on the not so salty part of the beach. Still remember that phrase, and those lightning rods are going to be on a field day once we get everything set up. Okay, 6 of you. Let's get driftwood. I liked it entirely. And that was the end of that year for this performance. I had done 3 performances that year. Within the next year, I took a bit of a break, and then started up the streaming thing in February. Around that time, the community theater also had a thing called, well, they had an adult performance theater, but try using that in a public sense and it sounds really wrong. The best way I could describe it is they use the term repertoire, and they would get people that are above the age of 18 if they wanted to do some well, choreography-intensive performances. Let's say there's a lot more involved compared to community theater. You're more able to do the choreography, though it does require you to have some skill of dancing of such. Heavens knows. Oh, heaven knows. Okay, the mussels go there because of that fish. My first performance in that repertoire theater was a musical called Hello, Dolly. Because she's the one the Spencers recommend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants him to snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your maiden aunt and she'll match him up. Yeah, we're dealing with a matchmaker who recently lost her husband due to natural causes. No details on whatever about that. That or I haven't looked the synopsis carefully. And she's causing a matchmaking that eventually has her being the match to I think a half a millionaire named Horace Vandegelder. Not much to say about him. He practically gets taken for a giant spin to find out his bride-to-be in the process. Ends up giving chocolate-covered peanuts with the shells removed. Also tries to fall in love with a mannequin during a parade. He gets thrown around so much. And in the process of it all, his workers take the opportunity to sabotage Horace Vandegelder's feed and seed business by all for the reason of just going out on the town to find girls to kiss. We'll see the shows at Delmonico's and... man, that was a trip in itself. The choreography... oof, I could talk so much about that, but that's a story for another time. Both good and bad. But it got me to realizing that the distance between the workstation and getting over to a place to rehearse and then perform, it isn't worth the money that was offered to me at the time. $200. While it's... ooh, nice level up. While it was good to deal with more experienced people, the distance just to get over to the place was... It wasn't a good thing. It wasn't worth the $200 that you had to spend in order to... No, not even spend. I was getting $200 for that. It wasn't worth earning $200 for that. It felt really off just for 2 months. Well, it brings up the idea that if you're going to be a performer, you have to be open-minded. You've got to be a business person. Good grieving. My open-mindedness has caused me to lose out on some energy. Oh, and there's the consideration that I need to get... I may need to change myself into a better outfit. Because as much as I want this outfit, I don't want to look like Pierre. And I'd rather have some nice hair. You know what, for this moment, I might change my hair because I think the wedding's tomorrow. And right now, the resource rush, we're at 417, so that's good. That's really good that I'm on that part. I should be at I'll probably be at 1,000 by the end of this week. Ah, Harvey. Must be your day off. Remember to cover your mouth when you sneeze. Especially in this season, we've still got some form of allergies. Then make sure to wash your hands. Yes. Covering your mouth is a 2-step process. And I'm guessing that around this time, sanitizer wasn't invented because, either way, I think a third dialogue that mentions that would have been appropriate. And I remember the last time I looked at the blacksmith. I know I need gold bars in order to upgrade, and thank goodness you didn't see me looking through the trash can. Let's talk to you. I want to look for bugs, but Mom gets mad when I'm all dirty. It's a tough choice. Hi. Oh. Vincent has been asking about slugs for weeks, so I prepared a whole lesson on them. They're actually pretty interesting. They're also a genuine pest whenever it comes to making gardens. One countermeasure that you have is to put a beer, pilsners, just a small bowl of pilsners, and the slugs just go ape for them. And then you can utilize that to deter the bugs a lot better. Well, given the fact that this is supposed to be a cozy game, I don't think there would be any worries of slugs. It's just a matter of not taking the time to water your plants, and of course fertilizing them. It's so nice to live by the river. I fall asleep to the soothing sound of water every night. Oh, not to burst your bubble, but if it rains, if it's a torrential downpour, I'm not sure if... No. If we were talking realistically, I would bet that the area surrounding the waterfall, or surrounding the water, would be close to silt, eroded by water and whatever's in the water. You know what? I'll definitely give you quartz. Give me the opportunity to get the ticket too. Debbie Downer. Still, though, it's an understanding that those pests are edible. Given the right circumstances, though. But no, maybe not slugs, but snails. Snails are the edible ones. Heavens, that reminds me of that one video of a guy that ate a slug on a dare, and he was drunk. And he died a few weeks later because there was a parasite inside said slug. It's kind of sad, though. But he was dared by friends to eat that thing. It's the worst kind of friend you could have in that situation. Liquor. Make people seem beautiful. Well, in this day and age when technology is prevalent and you could act in a fool of yourself, especially, and get on camera for it. Sometimes it isn't worth it. Nice harvesting though on the forageables. How are we doing with regards to combat? Sooner or later we're gonna need to get more money. I just hope that once these are done, I can break five figures and get myself to 20,000. And it'll be some time before I can even bother getting any of the upgrades at this point. I am in desperate need of money. Oh, and Abigail needed quartz, so let's run that back over to her. It might just be another fishing day for me. Just to round off this day. I'll be popping a frozen microwave dinner in the oven tonight. What have you to say, Caroline? You have everything you need in the farm? If not, we might be able to help you out. We carry a variety of useful items. Oh, not at this moment, and you're closed on Wednesdays. Dang it! Hey, I want to ask you something. You think the ladies like my haircut? It looks very fashionable. Yeah, I know. That's why I have it like this. Man, full of yourself, aren't you? No, I don't have time to chat with you. What have you to say, Jody? What do you say? It's 5:40 p.m. already? My goodness. I still have tons of work to do. Well, you and me both. Practically spent a majority of my energy just going through log after log of trees to see if I can't get myself to hunt to 1,000. But might as well round off the day and see if I can get another level up in the process. Yeah, I stopped doing everything entirely because I got a level up on foraging. My logic indeed. Alright, hello Dolly. Hello Dolly. Well, in the process of that, I was invited to 2 other performances. One as a choir person to help out with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, because they have a choir bit that needs well, they needed somebody that's able to sing, and I know how to sing. And the other one was Annie, the musical. I put a little bit more weight into Annie, because 2 weeks into Hello Dolly's rehearsals, the director over Annie the musical, she emailed me, and she saw how I sang back at Scrooge the Musical and wanted me to be casted for Mr. Warbucks. Mr. Oliver Warbucks, of all people. Someone, according to the email, someone on their end had to drop. And I took the casting when after accepting it. There were 3 people, including me, that were a part of the cast. So it was a rotating cast between 3 Olivers, 3 Annies. Yeah, 3 Olivers and 3 Annies. And I believe it was... Yeah, it was only triple cast for Olivers and Annies. I liked it, though. I really liked it. How the direction went for organizing Annie. The tech support. So, let's take a look at this from the top view. I wish I could do something about this using MS Paint, but I'd end up becoming like some strange software idiot. But imagine... So in order to transition the scenes, we had to use... We had a movable wall that was divided into 4 sections, and there was more leaning to... It was leaning more towards... well, the bigger sections were the orphanage and Warbucks' residence. And the smaller ones were just, let's say, like streets or the slums. Or, no, the ghetto. That's the best way to describe it, since we were living in New York at the time. And the way to transition the scenes was based on the wheels that were on the place, that were underneath it all. Yep, wow. Clearly I can fish so far enough that has me pushing into distance. We'd rotate based on the scene. So let's say the first scene, we'd start off with the orphanage and everyone's sleeping. We'd have bunk beds that are rotating in. And then once the scene transitions where Annie manages to leave through Mr. Bundle's laundry bin, we rotate it. We rotate the wall, which is separated into 2 walls, so that it rotates, showing that it's the streets. Or if they're not visible or they wouldn't be visible at all. That's what I love about theater tech and setting up things. It was quite nice. And the taking down of it was really easy, too. It was just mostly held up by screws and no nails. No, heavens, no nails. And that same set would also be used in another production. Of course, painted. And it's a lot better if people who do their part in making sure that it's all stricken down as much as it's set up. Can't say the same for Hello Dolly, but that's another story to tell. Maybe I'll do one when it's appropriate. Speaking of which, the reason why I wanted to do this stream early was a karaoke night that was going on in about, let's say about 2 hours from now. I want to at least set myself up for that. Give myself about a few minutes to travel to the place, get myself rested and well acquainted. Okay, I probably only have one more before I need to eat. No, but then again, it is close to 11. I probably just head back and... Okay, let's see if I've got one more. You're starting to feel exhausted. We'll get one more depending on how long it would take to get this fish. Perfect. Risky. I do like striking down as much as I do like setting it up. It really puts more atmosphere and some emphasis on, well, puts a little bit of an immersion. It's like, my immersion to this place. I need to make sure that we know that it is Warbucks residence. We need to make sure that people know that it's NYC. And I probably need to get... I can only get that quartz over to Abigail once it's morning. Sad, sad day. And I need to deposit this deluxe bait into the recycling bin chest. Let's get our haul in and see if we can't break... See if I cannot break 1,000 a day. As for the other performance that I was a part of, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, while the cast could sing in itself, it was cool to have a choir to be able to supplement the singing that was going on at the time. We get to hear more voices, and it adds more more fullness, knowing that people have parts. And I will not talk to you as to where you got that cheese, but I will talk to you right here. Well, given the fact that you are a cat, and given the fact that this is a farm, we are likely to encounter rats, mice, probably smaller than the mice that's located next to the ones that sells hats, the poke rat. I will take this cheese, though. Ah, foraging. Not bad. 2,000 a day. It is the 25th. It is storming today. The bookseller's in town. Anything good for me to eat inside? Let's take a look at what we're going on for tomorrow. Another storm. More batteries. Good humor today. Okay, let's take a look at what we can... You know what? Let's take a risk. And the rare seeds are done. That's good. Oh, that's going to be good. Alright, let's go. And I forgot to... Dang it, I forgot to make sure that the crab pots are topped off. Whatever. Let's top you off. Put everything inside there. Unfortunately, no means of any recycling to be done today. Yeah, but the broccoli is good. And here is the prize herself. And of course I could put some in the seed maker, but I am strapped for cash. Gotta make sure that this one's separate. Sweet gemberry goodness. I will deposit you here because I think there's probably some cheesy broccoli recipe that I could utilize. I'll deposit the seeds over to the leftmost chest over here. All of you flowering. And sooner or later, maybe 2 days from now, I should have the ability to get more coffee beans, which allow me to utilize these better. Let's take a look at the recipe for the keg. Copper, iron bar, oak resin. We're gonna go into the mines, but not the not the one in the desert. For all of that, do we have a totem? Totem. We do have a totem that allows us to go into the mountains, so I will utilize that. I will deposit the scythe and everything else that... maybe we can go fishing inside the place. But as for you... put you here. I'll keep the bombs right there. Okay. Let's head down south and head over to the secret forest. We will get you later. Now, while the bookseller is here, unfortunately we don't have the means of getting anything with regards to the money that we have. Strapped for cash. And inside... we have visited the secret woods before, and we encountered the person, well, the statue at the end, saying that they wanted something really sweet. And clearly, I did not see that block of wood over there. Hello. Let me end your miserable existences and give me whatever things I need in order to satisfy the Adventurers Guild. Ouch. Well, at least you're dead. Okay. Hello. Old Master Cannoli. Still searching for the sweetest taste. Sweet gemberry. It's by far the sweetest thing you've ever smelled. You found a star drop. Your mind is filled with thoughts of beach. Your maximum energy level is increased. And with that, we have 3 star drops underneath our belts. Oh, honest to goodness, I don't care if lightning hits my crops at this point. It is well past the time of assurance that I'd get any more in the future, because it will be turning into winter. Because 4 seasons are indeed a thing whenever it comes to farming. Let's see. What else could I possibly do for today? Maybe we could just pass the day off by fishing and seeing if I can't get any more. I do have to be mindful, though. Oh, wait. I still need to give... oh, forget it. Let's go straight to the mountains. I thought I was going to get... I might have a chance to getting Abigail her quartz. Might need to know when she comes out, though. I might just do that. Funny thing, websites. We can use it as a means of understanding a little bit better. Because we get too bored of ourselves to find out what we want to do. Let's take a look at the fall. Abby. Today is the 25th. Oh. Huh. Okay, if I get back upstairs about 5, I should be able to read. I should be able to see her. Let's go to floor 80. I want to get more. Let's get more gold ore. It is a good humor day, and we will utilize the good humor day to our benefit. The sword. This sword only can do so much. Oh my gosh, and I have a system. Found it a lot easier to work with having the pickaxe and the sword on opposite ends, which allows a better use of organizing your items in the dead center. Let's get them getting void essences, though. Let's use these cherry bombs while we're at it. I don't think we'll get a chance at finding any regular quartz. We probably have to go to the higher levels. But the goal right now is to get ourselves more gold ore, which allows us to upgrade anything steel level at this point. Bats, of course, still carry the same behavior, but it's the health that makes them different. And there's another one, this time without a mask. I've encountered your kind. Well, at least you provide void essence and copper bars and what other drops you grab. You also drop strange buns. And saying that this is a good humor day, you would have at least humored me with getting me 2 instead of 1 ore. Alright. Let's get back to it. Use the regular bomb. And that is a farm totem. That'll be very handy if I want to go deeper in later. Yeah, that's a free upper inventory space while we're at it. Clearly our interaction has decided to disturb the nest of other bats or individuals. Too late, we're going downstairs. Oh, great. Ooh, mystery boxes. Also another item we can make utilized for, in case we need to harvest some flints. Okay, come on. I think the behavior would force you to go upwards, but you're getting stuck on a poor thing. And let's hit you. Ah, crap. You at least provide solar essences. We're not keen on going down too far. We're just focused on getting more and more stone and what else. And look, over there. There's another way down. Pretty good to get through those boxes and crates over there on that side. Let's use a bomb right there. More and more geodes. Crate ore. We've already got what we came for. Oh, we're gonna be dealing with 2 of you, and good grieving, I gotta do. Let's take out your mage friend. Oh, crap, that's no good. I do not want to deal with this. Let's at least give me the energy to last through the day, because being Jinx is -8 defense, and that would really put a dent in my health. And you're not helping. You are not helping. Okay, does the Yeti Tooth do better? 30 to 45, 20% damage, but plus 10 crit power, -1 speed. You know what? Let's try this one. It's a lot easier to work with, that's for sure. As much as I love the Obsidian Edge, that -1 speed is going to be the death of me, especially when we're dealing with these faster creatures. Yep. Loads better than dealing with an Obsidian Edge. It's not that I'm going to sell it, though, because that's still something that I got from the dungeons. Oh, this would have been a good place to play around with a Mega Bomb. Oh, we'll live with it. Looks like that bomb almost took out a crab. Hey, free bomb. Free bomba. Let's take you out first. And there's Jade. Amethyst. No matter... Okay, I think this would be a good time to see if I can't go over. Let's head back. I think this is around the time when people start heading back home. And we do have 1 day to get her to quartz. Come on. Let's go. It'd be a high time to start going through... Ah, there's Abigail. Quickly, run over to her so I can get that quartz over to her and get money. And if it is 75, that's good relationship stuff. This isn't as exciting as I thought it would be. But that's not your fault. Thanks for responding to my bulletin, Hector. That's not your fault. It's worth it. Makes you happy. The valley looks more interesting than rain, don't you think? It does. Makes for an opportunity to get better fish. Even though it is partially due to the fortune that I get. I can't look in the trash can. Wait. If you're lucky, you might see a frog in this weather. Okay, hold on. I just realized something. Abigail was in Sebastian's room this entire time. Sebastian was down south on the beach near the docks. The ones on the west side docks at the end of that dock. What on earth was she doing in his home? Oh well. Let's go redeem this ticket. Hey, not bad. So I've got an artifact trove and a handful of geodes to burn through once I'm done with this thing. I think we'll spend the rest of this day getting the rest of the wood that I need. Start by cutting this tree on the side right here. I shouldn't cut down trees in town. What? Why not cut down trees in town? To each their own. What have we got so far? There's a ton of trees in this area over here. We'll likely be using up the blackberries we gathered during that second week of fall. Now, it's one thing to realize for sure. Blackberries and salmonberries can be harvested on bushes, but grapes? I'm not sure how wild grapes are even how they're even grown. I get grapevines, but that's in a controlled environment where a vineyard specialist would have the ability to grow them based on what's needed at the time. But wild grapes, would it be just a typical tree that bears fruits? Like olive trees? This should put us closer to 700 once I get all the mature trees out of the way. Do not want to cut any of the younger saplings. Unfortunately, my magnetism ability does not allow me to get any of that over there, so I have to make do with what I currently have so far. It is unfortunate that I cannot get batteries until the next day, so we're stuck with getting... Oh no, this is the worst. I get that rain is indeed a blessing for a wedding, but a thunderstorm. No, but then again... The person I knew got married in the middle of the city during the thunderstorm. It was nice too. Ended up in the limo, just heading over to the party area once we were done with the wedding ceremony. Another mystery box. Hopefully we have a chance to clear out things so we don't have to cut too much. We want to cut mature trees. And another blackberry. Okay. Alright, that covers all of the mature trees. Good grieving, that was like a light flashing before my eyes, quite literally and figuratively speaking. Okay, well, we'll let these other trees grow up. It's 395, that puts us to 800 out of the 1,000 that I need. And we will hoe out this area and then cut the remaining trees. Not a bad haul today. And while I do have enough gold bars to work with, I unfortunately do not have the means to upgrading. I think I'll hold off on upgrading the watering can and focusing on the other, because it is turning into winter. We can use the time during winter to get more items done. Okay, let's start by getting the gold, shall we? 25. 3, 7, 35. There we go. And that will be done overnight, because the quality, or at least the robustness of an ore, requires you to heat things up. And I just recently learned that liquid gold is at a temperature of around 1,924 degrees Fahrenheit, or 1377 degrees Kelvin. The things I read on the internet after participating in various things. What else could I do? Let's at least organize what we're going to be processing by tomorrow. And since there's another rainstorm, I don't need to worry about... I do not need to worry about watering plants. I probably need to get myself ready for the wedding. Well, that's the best I can do for the wedding so far. I mean, given the fact that 2 years in the valley would make you more presentable to a person. That's nice, though. Let's... I'll deposit this warp totem, though. Now, 3. It's pretty good. Now, if only we got a mountain to replace it. Vegetables and pickles and fruit in the jam. We're also going to get a level up after this, so that'll be really nice. I already pet you, Leela. And I made sure to have the This is good. This is really good. 33,750 just from a variety of sweet gem berries. Of course, we had to lose out on one of them because we needed the star drop, but that is good. I can upgrade. Let's not upgrade the axe, though. Let's focus on... I think I'll focus on the pickaxe. Be an opportune thing to have. And the wedding. When Hector first arrived in Pelican Town, no one knew if he'd fit with our community. Fit in with our community. But from this day forward, Hector is going to be as much a part of this town as any of us. It is my great honor, on this day, 26th of fall, year 1, if I may so add, to unite Hector and Maru in the bonds of marriage. Well, let's get right to it. Just a fancy way of saying, now kiss, Hector. You may kiss. Oh, that's so sweet. And of course the animations for whenever they're in festivals. Life is going to be different from now on. But the future looks bright. Yes, that's for sure. And that satisfies one of the things that I have going on for this playthrough. And we'll call the sweet gem berries a nice little dowry for myself. Good grief, that was like 33,000. And wait. Hold on a second. Wasn't it supposed to rain? Oh, whatever. Wait, what's wrong? What? Why are you angry? I thought... Are you angry about something? Did I do something bad? I know we just became husband and wife, but are you annoyed about something? You know, it kind of reminds of the time when Hector was trying to get chummy with Courtney. Oh, what seems to be the issue? Is there something wrong with the place that I lived? Oh, maybe I'll put things over here. Let's move things here. Only so much that I can do. Why is she angry? Is there something wrong with you? What? Wait. Oh, you're at 9 hearts. What? But I clearly married you. What? Did I not talk to you correctly? Did I do something wrong? You know what? Would you forgive me if I gave you a battery? Okay, I think... Okay, there we go. You had me scared there for a little bit. So that's an interesting mechanic. Anything less than 10 hearts means they get really they get screwy with you. But I think they still follow the whole gift giving bit. You only get able to give them 2 gifts a week. And I guess I have to be a little bit more careful on how I gift people, seeing that marriage somewhat prevents you from giving gifts freely. Let's see. Dear Hector, notice a chill in the air? It could just be the approach of winter. Or it could be the tingle of a dark specter. Here to help us celebrate tomorrow's festival, the Spirit's Eve. Come to town at 10 p.m. if you'd like to participate. Oh, I will. And I will enjoy it every single moment of it. Oh, and it's so sweet. If you look in the top right, it shows the anniversary of the marriage. Oh, quite a riot. Now let's get everything we want to plan for. Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? Run. We should get more of that. And there's now an opportunity to start cutting up trees again. We're slightly foregoing the farm because it is close to the end of the day. And these plants like to die. And ooh, that is another ancient fruit. One more ancient fruit. Let's see if I can't get 3 seeds out of it. And that'll be the last time we ever get a chance at making some things. But, for the sake of keeping things within the routine, I forgot to put... I thought it was going to be stormy tomorrow. And that would have allowed me. But maybe the wedding just cuts it. That really defeats the point of having a rainy wedding. Maybe the developer could be a little bit more considerate and understanding how rain's a blessing. Well, then again, if you remember, if I remember what happened during the event, there was no coverings, no awnings. But the game understands that if you're behind something, it makes it transparent and allows you to see it. So I don't think it wouldn't be inappropriate to allow that. The rain is indeed a blessing. And especially for what day this was supposed to be. This was supposed to be a day where we at least had some thunderstorms. I would have gotten 10 more batteries. Nah. I can't blame the weather. Only in the preparation that you put up against it. Refill from the non-so-salty water. Put you in there. Put you in here. You know what? Might as well, because you're taking up space at this point. Spaghetti dinner and cranberry sauce to now be inside where it belongs. You know what? Now we'll keep it that way. We'll keep that there. We will sell everything on this point. Let's put back the sports cap because we were keeping it on because of a wedding ceremony. Look rather awkward. But then again, I have seen wedding ceremonies involving cowboy hats. It wouldn't be that sort of thing would be too amiss. Would be amiss. Okay. Put the bok choy in there. Alright. Now we can either head... Let's head east. Southeast. And all this time we finally have music to work with. It's calming. And a ton of money to work with, especially. Why did I forget? I forgot to bring the gold bars that I needed. Let's grab the gold bars. We grab the gold bars and we upgrade our pickaxe. We'll be needing it during the winter. We're going to be going to the caves like crazy. High time to also go through the geodes. It's not like it's going to be affecting anything with whatever we got so far. Let's talk to you, Pam. Every day is the same old routine. Do you ever have the problem, farmer? It changes with the seasons, but it does remain constant. It's just different crops every single day. And then you learn to make different spins on them. Dwarven gadgets. We do need the Dwarven gadget for the farm computer. Mixed flower seeds. double down. Speed grow. Deluxe speed grow. Pizza. I'll give that to Sam. A pearl. That could sell for a good amount. A donation item, thank goodness. And a mask. We got some good donation items. Hopefully we get some rewards out of them. Hello. Let's put you right here. I'll put you right here. And unfortunately, we do need you for a little of a donation. 'Tis sad. Acorn. It's unfortunate that these sort of games has you going through one day, which equals 30 minutes out of the day. 30 minutes out of the real world. With a little planning, we could automate most of the farm work and just relax. You're right. Unfortunately, I don't believe to have the means to automate it just yet. It does require a little bit of work on my end. Now, do I have a place to donate the moss in? Okay, good. There's a place for the moss. What else we gotta work with? Let's go over to... We gotta sell off this thunder drum. We'll sell off the thunder drum and then go over to the greenhouse, check on the plants. And the cave. I think we've got something from the cave so far. And the trader is in town, so we'll check on her from the Godera Empire. See how exorbitant her prices are. Or a means to finding another rare seed. It looks like that's going to be another week or so. Thank goodness it's enough. Thank goodness it's over there, right inside the place. The greenhouse. How am I doing with the resource rush? I'm at 857. We'll probably get trees both inside and outside of the farm that satisfies it. And with that, I should get... I don't think I have to worry about going straight to Robin for getting the resources themselves. I got time to burn. Why did I consider burning that time? I should have been back at the place to do more geodes. Ah, then again, I already have more geodes. We have things for Clint to process. Sunfish, spring seeds, cucumber, dandelion. Mind you, that's one seed for 700. Well, not the hard way. And I already know that I'm going to get a Woodcutter's Weekly from the prize ticket drawer. Yeah. What a rip. 6,000. Though I shouldn't exactly say that because, one, there is a setting that allows you to change the profit margin from, well, a full margin to maybe even half of what you would usually get. Even a quarter of what you'd usually get. Would make for a fun challenge, though. Not to mention, there's also a way to... There's something that also allows you to play around with the community bundles, instead of getting the usual items that would be on a standard one. Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna make it. But I did satisfy the requirement to get a research rush. 2,500 gold. Oh, nuts. I don't think I'm going to make it. I would have loved to upgrade my thing, but no, I was so busy in thinking that I could. I'll probably have to do tomorrow. Or during the next stream that I do this. I'm gonna focus a little bit more on this project itself. I want to see if I can't get everything done that I want to do for this character before moving on to a new one. Really bring it the challenge in itself. And there goes a chance of getting the smith. He's closed. Yeah, but sooner or later, once I improve on my skills, I'll be able to be more organized with my thoughts. Let's start by putting you, Mr. Ancient Seed, in there. And we'll save you for a later rainy day. It's only one. So much for a good humor day. That's good though. We are getting closer to our goals than necessary. Okay, this is still a seed in general. It's amazing that the ancient seed gets a lot of precedence. I mean, I figured based on the fact that it takes some time to grow that it would need a lot more. Wow. Get past the time with fishing then. With the new windfall of cash, we could upgrade things, aside from just the typical steel to gold. We do have level 9 fishing, which would equate to getting more, well, quality items from Willy. Oh, and looky here. We satisfied a thing from this special request board and gets us a prize ticket. We are one step closer to getting that woodcutting weekly book. Now, what could I possibly do for the remainder of this period? I think this might be the last day so I can rest my voice a bit. Happens I've been using it for the past hour and a half. We'll do it by doing some river fishing. Maybe we'll switch over to ocean fishing once we've got everything done. Probably eat a fish from here and then head over to the place. The bream. Gold. It's only 23 energy and 10. Let's see what kind of fish we can catch in the ocean. And a beach totem that puts our total of 2 beach totems to 3. I think. We can always gorge on the bream for 3 more chances at getting fish. Oh, there's a good fishing spot over there on the left side. Just noticed it. Okay. And right about here, maybe a little closer. We got the good idea. That's an erratic fish. That we have a level 9 and we need a better... I need to get a better fishing rod to save my soul. That thing is erratic. Gotta keep it within the bounds of the thing. Oh, good grieving. 175. Thank goodness the time stops. Super cucumber. I mean, I'm very thankful that you're giving me more items to work with, but still, I get that seaweed can be utilized for food recipes. And thank you for giving me things that allow me to increase my energy, but still, that is a waste of energy in itself. I'll save the Joja Cola as a way of speeding myself back home. While it does give a 15-second boost, it is still a speed boost in itself. Should allow us to go through 2 areas. Should allow us to get through 3 areas now that I have that. I guess the only issue I have was that it gains energy, and the energy will be wasted for the day. Oh, here we go. Watch it. Careful. Ow, come on. I think this is another super cucumber. And there goes the albacore. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, birds can float. Seagulls... Yeah, seagulls float. Seagulls are technically birds that can... Are they related to ducks? No, regardless, we are getting more and more items to utilize. I am going to be gorging on this seaweed and this bream, allowing me to better give the energy that I need. And then around 11, I'll book it using the Joja Cola. And then use that same energy to cut up some trees, even though I've already satisfied the resource rush. Robin's resource rush, Robin's resource rush, Robin's resource rush. Sea jelly. That's good. We'll utilize that for another recipe later on, but I don't think we have that recipe now. Get you wondering what the design matrix of how things are organized when it comes to items. I mean, fish especially. There are specific fish that you need for recipes. Salmon dinner, for instance. You need salmon. Maki rolls, doesn't really matter what kind of fish you have, though I wouldn't be too surprised if you kept only a puffer fish in your fridge, or at least somewhere in your inventory, and you use that to cover for the maki roll. It'd be a rather dangerous maki roll. Though I have seen people fillet fugu fish and then put that on a plate where people would eat it. And then people have just eaten raw octopus at one point. Absolutely batty. I ain't that courageous or daring. I think we'll be good if... Okay, we're good for around 4 more before we have to call it and run back. If only those coffee beans could just speed themselves upwards. Oh, dang it. I accidentally clicked the button. You know, it's gonna get late. We better run over. We used the cola to speed up. And it's a 20-second speed. Not bad. My legs are still from sitting at my writing desk all morning. Oh, tell that to me in a few minutes from now. I've been sitting at this thing straight for 2 hours. Well, hour and a half. More or less. That'd be a good time to end this all over here. You know what, let's eat this. I'd rather be quick at home and worry about things a little bit later. Alright. Not bad for the albacore. 3 iridium level fish. That's amazing. We'll sell that. We'll keep the sea jelly. And I will stack the driftwood and any other trash we have so far. This goes here. There's 2 of you Totem Beach people. This is a new one. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to sell this obsidian edge. As much as I love the obsidian edge, the Yeti's tooth is more. It's more assuring, knowing that I have +4 defense compared to -1 speed. Nice of you to give me a duck feather. And in the process of it, we earned 250,000. Nice little achievement on the bottom right. The pearl's 2,500 though. That's amazing. Fishing did pretty good as well. Even if it is a cheap 75G, we got 3 of them. Good harvest. Of course, the stray foraging that we can do so far for the farming. It's going to come to a head come the next season. All right. Homesteader at 250k. And let's take a look at Maru's. Maru is indeed wifey. It's hard to believe it. And we've got things to harvest. We'll probably hold off on watering them since it's going to be near that time. We'll do some placing over there for the baits, so that we can do something. Congratulations on completing my little challenge. I'm impressed. As an added bonus, I've included the blueprints for the new type of chest. Enjoy. P.S. Now that you have all those resources lying around, why not swing by for some construction work? Now, we received the stone chest. The stone chest... You would think that being that we did get a ton of wood, you could have at least provided something akin to wood. A wooden chest, maybe in a bigger wooden chest at this point. But in all the wisdom that we are provided with this stone chest, you know, let's get some stone. Let's see what the stone chest is. Where's the stone chest? Let's put you to 50. We put you to 50, and then let's replace this chest. You can do that, which also replaces the color. Not too much of a difference. It's just maybe you need a bit more variety, and maybe you need something to differentiate what exactly is which is exactly what I'm going to be doing come the second time around that I do this, because I know that this is going to be a resource chest, and that's to differentiate which is which. Okay. Not too bad for today. Bit of a break. Not too bad for these 2 hours. Albeit, you can only go so far with 25 to 30 minutes each day in real life. Let's hope I can get back into the swing of things. Tomorrow's going to be RuneScape. And I still need to update the videos that I did with grinding rune crafting and mining. That'll probably be a video for next week. So, until next time. See you tomorrow. This is Onobdy signing out.